The checkout line was unusually quiet that rainy evening. Parents hurried home, workers checked their phones, and cashiers scanned groceries with practiced speed. Near the end of the line stood Daniel Carter, a widowed father carrying his 8-month-old daughter, Lily. His shopping basket held only a small container of baby formula, a pack of diapers, and a loaf of bread. Daniel had spent the last 6 months doing everything he could to rebuild his life after losing both his wife and his construction job within the same year. Every morning he searched for work, and every evening he returned home hoping the next day would finally bring an opportunity. Despite his struggles, he never stopped believing that honest effort would eventually be rewarded. When the cashier announced the total, Daniel reached into his worn wallet and quietly counted every dollar. His heart sank. He was several dollars short. He smiled apologetically. "I'm sorry," he whispered. "I'll have to return the formula." The cashier hesitated, glancing at the baby sleeping peacefully against her father's shoulder. "Are you sure?" she asked softly. Daniel nodded, though his eyes revealed the pain he tried to hide. "My rent is due tomorrow. I can stretch the diapers another day somehow." Without complaint, he handed back the formula. His pride hurt far more than his empty wallet. Standing a few feet away was billionaire entrepreneur Adrian Lawson, dressed so simply that no one recognized him. Adrian often visited ordinary places without security or attention, because he believed the best way to understand people was to meet them where they lived. He watched Daniel carefully. There was no anger, no blame, no attempt to gain sympathy, only a father making the hardest decision of his day with quiet dignity. Adrian noticed something else. Instead of asking strangers for help, Daniel gently kissed Lily's forehead and whispered, "Don't worry, sweetheart. Daddy will figure something out." Those words stayed with Adrian. Many wealthy people impressed him with success. Few impressed him with character. As Daniel thanked the cashier for her patience and prepared to leave with only the loaf of bread, Adrian realized he wasn't witnessing poverty. He was witnessing extraordinary love. And although Daniel had no idea, that simple act of sacrifice had just caught the attention of a man whose decision could change his life forever. Daniel stepped out into the cold rain, holding Lily close beneath his worn jacket. He smiled at his daughter, refusing to let his disappointment show. "We'll be okay," he whispered. "Daddy always keeps his promises." A black luxury sedan slowly pulled alongside him. The window rolled down, revealing Adrian Lawson. "Excuse me," Adrian called politely. I couldn't help noticing what happened inside.
"May I offer you a ride home?"
Daniel hesitated. "Thank you, sir, but I don't accept money or favors from strangers." Adrian smiled. "Then don't think of it as a favor. Think of it as two fathers looking out for a little girl." After a moment, Daniel agreed. During the drive, Adrian learned that Daniel had once supervised construction projects before the company closed. Since then, he had worked temporary jobs, often skipping meals so Lily would never go without. Even in hardship, he refused to lie on job applications or blame others for his situation. "You've had every reason to give up," Adrian said. Daniel looked out the window. "My daughter deserves a father who keeps trying." Those words confirmed everything Adrian needed to know. The next morning, Daniel received an unexpected phone call inviting him to interview for a project manager position at Lawson Development Group. He assumed it was a mistake, but attended anyway. When he entered the conference room, Adrian stood waiting. "This isn't charity," Adrian said. "I investigated your work history. Your former supervisors described you as honest, dependable, and respected. I don't hire people because they're struggling. I hire them because they've earned the opportunity." Daniel's eyes filled with tears. For the first time in months, hope felt real as he accepted the job offer. Neither man realized this opportunity would soon inspire an entire company and remind thousands that true wealth begins with compassion. 3 months later, Daniel's life looked completely different. He had settled into his role as a project manager at Lawson Development Group. His dedication, honesty, and willingness to help his team quickly earned everyone's respect. He arrived early, stayed organized, and treated every worker, from interns to senior engineers, with kindness. Most importantly, Lily never had to go without the essentials again. One afternoon, Adrian Lawson invited the entire company to a staff meeting. Instead of discussing profits or new projects, he shared a story. "A few months ago," Adrian began, "I watched a father return baby formula because he couldn't afford it. He didn't complain. He didn't ask for pity. He simply chose to protect his child the best way he could." The room fell silent as everyone realized he was talking about Daniel. Adrian continued, "That moment reminded me that character is worth more than any resume. Skills can be taught, but integrity cannot." The employees stood and applauded as Daniel, overwhelmed with emotion, thanked them for welcoming him. Inspired by Daniel's example, Adrian launched the Family First Fund, a company program that provided emergency assistance to employees facing unexpected hardships. The fund helped parents with childcare, groceries, medical needs, and temporary financial emergencies, allowing families to recover with dignity. Months later, Daniel was asked to mentor new employees. His advice was always simple: never let hard times define who you are. Kindness, honesty, and perseverance will open doors you never expected. As Daniel carried Lily through the company's annual family celebration, Adrian smiled from across the room. Their lives had both changed that rainy evening at the grocery store. Daniel had discovered that hope can arrive when it's least expected. Adrian had been reminded that the greatest investment is not in buildings or businesses, but in people with good hearts. Moral of the story: true wealth is measured not by how much you own, but by how much compassion you show. One act of kindness, given with respect and without judgment, can transform a life and inspire countless others to do the same.